Hello there everybody, Dev here with the Rogue Chronicles, and this week we have a list that has been gaining a lot of popularity with Japanese lists, with it being post-rotation proof in some American Western world online tournament results, and that's the Arboliva EX Teal Mask Ogerpon combination deck. So the Arboliva EX is a stage 2 grass EX Pokemon for 310 HP, so it's a big beefy boy. And the attack that you are focusing on is this Oil Salvo attack. So you get to choose one of your opponent's Pokemon 6 separate times, and you get to do 20 damage for each choice that you do. Now this is not a weakness resistance attack, but weakness and resistance is not a mechanic if you are targeting bench Pokemon. So you're only losing out on some weakness and resistance damage when you are picking the active. So really fun. You get to put 120 damage counters onto your opponent's board however you want, setting up attacks, getting knocked out, picking on setup Pokemon like those baby basics of 70 HP or less, different things like that. So it's a really fun way of kind of just manipulating damage onto the board. Now it is paired with Teal Mask Ogerpon EX with the Teal Dance ability. We all know it by now. It's your turn, attach a basic grass energy from your hand to this Pokemon. If you do so, draw a card. And it has the Myriad Leaf Shower, which can be a secondary attack, where if you get a Teal Mask Ogerpon set up, you can counter reckless board states, for lack of better terms. So it is a very fun, kind of good way to kind of finish off whatever Arboliva sets up. Another way that we are setting up damage is we run 2 Hawluchas with the Flying Entry ability. When you play this card from your hand to the bench, you get to pick 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and put 1 damage counters on them each. This is great because it helps fix math on those odd HPs of Pokemon. So we're talking 70, 90, 50. That way the 10's already there, so you're not wasting one of the Oil Salvo's damage on the fact that you have to make up 10 more damage. So it's a really good way to legitimately fix the math so Oil Salvo hits for even numbers. Since we are running Teal Mask as kind of like the backbone of the draw engine, it is a perfect partner for the Noctowl Fan Rotom combination. Fan Rotom turn 1, you grab your Hoothoot, turn 2 your Noctowl for up 2 to 4 trainers, and you're off and rolling. So it is a really good kind of double synergy. So you have the synergy of the grass pieces, you have the synergy of the Terra engines, and it all kind of fits together onto just being able to manipulate your opponent's board in terms of damage count to where you're able to take 2, 3, 4 prizes in a singular turn because you're knocking out more than one Pokemon on just the Oil Salvo attack. Now, in terms of trainers, we're running 3 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We need to get the Fan Rotom, we need to get the Hoothoot, and we need to get the Smoliv in play. Buddy-Buddy Poffin does that. We run 1 Poké Pad. That allows us to pick any of the Noctowl, Dolliv, or even the babies out from our deck. We are running 4 Nest Ball. We need to set up our basics in terms of the Teal Mask Ogerpons, and that allows us to be able to run our kind of our engine the way we want. We run 2 Earthen Vessel. Yes, we have low energy attackers, but we do need the energy in hand in order to proc and take advantage of the Teal Dance. 2 Earthen Vessel is very, very important. In terms of stadiums, we run 2 Forest of Vitality. We want to be able to get our Arboliva up as fast as possible. This allows us to get that up turn 2. And then we run 1 Area 0 Underdepths. We're a Terra deck. Why not take advantage of a wider board? Because what we can do is turn 1 Area 0, go super wide, set up multiple pieces, and then at the next turn, slap down our own Forest of Vitality, shrink our bench down, get rid of those liabilities, and that way we can control what our opponent has to go over. So it's a really good bench manipulation strategy there. In terms of the supporters, for Arven, allows us to search for those trainer cards and those tools. 3 Dawn, which allows us to get the entire line and multiple pieces of lines in a turn. Hilda allows us to search our evolution and energy, and then 2 Boss for our Gust. Our ace spec of choice is the Maximum Belt. This does help fix math. Again, this whole deck is about fixing math. And this Maximum Belt will allow us to do 50 damage to an active as part of Oil Salvo as long as you hit it once. Or we slap it on to a Teal Mask Ogerpon and we are doing 50 more damage out of nowhere. So it is a really good damage fixer, and then we're running 8 Grass Energy. It's just perfect number. We don't really need much. We have a very efficient attacker in Arboliva, and then the Myriad attack doesn't need much. So really good number. As always, description of the video will have the deck list. And before we jump into any matches, I want to make sure you guys double check a couple things. One, double check if you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so, just do that. It's free, it's easy, it takes 2 seconds to do, and allows us to grow and show more people these cool deck ideas. And then secondly, after you click that subscribe button, click the notification bell right next to it. Allows us to, for you guys to see our decks, see when we drop a video. We try to do a video every Tuesday and every Friday at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time. But sometimes we throw some other videos out there. You never know what happens. So the notification bell will let you know when we drop something out of the schedule. So with that being said, guys, we got the housekeeping, we got the deck list. Let's jump on the ladder, see how we do. Okay, time for us to go second here. We are leading with the Hoothoot. We do have a Nest Ball and some nice supporters here. So let's see. So we are playing against Cynthia's Garchomp. So we hit into weakness, but let's see what we can really get away with here. So they just drew pass. Okay. So that's Nest Ball for Fan Rotom. Fan Rotom will, okay. Cool. This is actually not a bad situation that we're in here. Fan Call. Grab those pieces. Let's put a second Hoothoot into play. Let's grab a Dawn this turn. Dawn will allow us to grab a Teal Mask, a Dolliv, and Arboliva. Because I want to have the Teal Mask, so when they do become a Garchomp, we have a more viable attacker, and we can trigger the knockdown next turn. So we're good. If we don't draw into a Grass Energy, we have the Hilda, so we can still do things this turn. So we just have to kind of be somewhat aggressive. We can pop off with an Arboliva this turn if they only get these two set up and really just put them behind. So let's see what they do, because we have the 2 Noctowls and a supporter of our choice here, so we have plenty of ways to get into a decent turn here. So let's see, looks like they're going to evolve, they're going to do a TM Evo this turn. They want to have 2 Goodbites, which is fine. We only will be able to take out one of the 2, but we'll have a Teal Mask in the back to take care of the other one, so I'm not too worried about that. So we got the energy already. So let's Teal Mask just to draw. Another Teal Mask. I want to put a second Teal Mask down. That gives us a spot for what we need. Alright, let's Noctowl. Let's Jewel Seeker 1 to get energy and evolution. Let's Jewel Seeker 2 to get Treat. And Nest Ball. So it's Nest Ball for a Smoliv here. And then let's pop the Forest. Get the Evolution up and running. That way we're at least knocking out a Gigabyte this turn. We are going to, let's Air Balloon. Let's Vessel away the Dolliv. Grab the energy. Let's Teal Dance one more time here. Just in case they want to target down, we have more than one. Now we have the attacker up and running. And then let's Arven this turn for... Those are just put in hand for next turn. And then we have recovery just in case something goes wrong. But I think here we're solid. So we're an Olive Salvo. And I'm just gonna, I want to get rid of the active since it does have energy on it. And then we'll just do the rest on the bench. So we have boss's orders. So we have a Hilda to get an energy straight up. We can get a Dawn if we have to get another Arboliva out of nowhere. So let's see, do they have to have the Garchomp. Just going after Goodbye. Yep. They have the Garchomp, but the Garchomp doesn't really have much. But there is the counter catcher. What are they going to get? They're going to take the Fan Rotom, which is interesting. So they're going to just get the take the KO. If that's the case. Nope, they're just going to leave it there. Okay. Well, not the combination that I thought we were going to be seeing. So we're going to Hilda. Just for the energy, really. So I am setting up a Teal Dance Ogerpon here, or Teal Mask, so we can take care of this Garchomp with an alternate attacker strategy here. And then I'm just going to pick at the bench for now. And kind of just set this up. For next turn. There's the energy. Okay, so we have enough here to take care of the Garchomp with this Teal Mask. So there's the energy they didn't do last turn. But I think they might be one turn too late. Yep, they really are. So we're gonna clean this up. I mean, to be 100% honest, that's the power of kind of being a grass type right now. There's a lot of decks that grass hits into weakness just very good naturally. And I mean, it's a really good typing to beat. So we'll just do 400, get the KO, get the win, move on, and see what else we can take advantage of. Just being able to take advantage of Garchomp right now is great to see. That's where the Teal Mask is in the deck, so that you don't have to really try to put one-shot pressure with the Arboliva. But let's jump into another match to see how we do. and then jump into another match. We're going second. We're going to lead with the Teal mask here. I'm going to not put either one of those on the bench. The Latias can be used later, but the Bloodmoon not as much, because that Bloodmoon really is a end game, so we could use the discard for the Earthen Vessel. And it looks like we are playing against a Golden Go deck. So Golden Go can give us issues with the resistance, so what we have to do is really start putting pressure on their bench with the Arboliva. So let's start and try to get pieces put together here. And let's get, oh, knocked out our prize. Both knocked out prize. Okay, so I'm only going to take one Hoothoot then. And okay. Okay, so kind of thinking a little bit, kind of being a little slower with my intentionalities here. So, that being the case, one Noctowl's in our hand, so another Noctowl's prize. Okay, so we are going to enter in this turn. We have the two energies in the Teal mask. We kind of went a little all in here, but I think we are capable of really doing a little bit more next turn with the Noctowl. As long as this Teal mask survives this turn, we'll be fine. So Lily determinations for 8. So they're looking for the Golden Go and then the energy. And we see a whole bunch of Pokemon that we can take advantage of if we get what we need. But they're putting the Gimmighoul they just put into play in the active, making me think that they don't have the Go this turn, which means we really need to put that pressure in now. Yeah. Okay, so let's evolve. Let's grab I think we need to grab a Dawn with a Forest here. And grab a Hawlucha, a Dolliv, and an Arboliva. Dolliv. Forest here. We got the Arboliva. We're gonna Hawlucha. Make it a little easier to ping both those down. Let's Earthen Vessel. Grab those. We're going to Teal Dance just so we can draw one more card. It's a Night Stretcher. We are going to do that. We are going to retreat out. And we are going to Oil Salvo. So we are going to put 40, 40, and then just put some damage on this Golden Go or Gimmighoul that we know will become a Golden Go. But we took it out the one that had the energy. We took out the Togepi so they can't get a Togekiss. Took 2 prizes, softened up this Golden Go, and it's Gimmighoul. I'm calling it Golden Go. It's going to get a ball. And then really we need to kind of just keep on the pressure, and we see the concede. So that is where we could really put pressure on these setup decks in the format right now. Okay, time to go into the last match of the evening here. So we're going to lead with Teal Mask. We are going second. And waiting for our opponent to set up here. So let's look at our hand. We do have the energy, so we can do a Teal Dance. We have an Ultra Ball. We have a Hilda. So we are playing against a Teal Mask Meganium build here. So we really want to go aggressive into our Arboliva to take care of that Chikorita before it becomes a problem. So we don't want to get too aggressive because the Teal Mask Ogerpon can hit us really hard. So I think we're only going to do one energy this turn, just to kind of hold off on really the ramping of the damage. So let's get rid of the Underdepths and the Noctowl. And I guess we'll Fan Rotom. We can try to get into some pieces before we Hilda. Grab some pieces here. We'll grab Hilda. That way we just have a second energy. And we'll do one Teal Dance. Poké Pad, okay. Let's Poké Pad for a Smoliv here. Attach. And then part of me wants to retreat into the Fan Rotom and kind of just play a longer game, because I really do not... Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable with this Ogerpon. Like, I know we can ramp pretty quickly, so I'd rather just take a single prize now, and we can knock down next turn and get a couple things set up where we could honestly just promote this Smoliv, pick the Chikorita, build up our Teal Mask, and just do a return KO. So it's doing Crispin, so it runs 2 energy? Interesting, but it makes... I don't know if it makes sense, but I can get it. I'm curious what the second energy is. Water? So the second energy is water. I'm curious what they use that water energy for. But yeah, see, this is why I was afraid of the Teal Mask, especially with energy doubling. So I want to keep our Teal Mask behind until we're ready to pop that. And I'm okay with promoting the Smoliv. We have the Dolliv, we have the energy already attached. So we can do one of these numbers here. Let's Nest Ball. Okay, what I was wanting the Nest Ball is not there anymore. I don't want a Nest Ball for Hawlucha because then we lose the Hawlucha's ability. I think we just Nest Ball for another Smoliv. Okay. So we are going to Noctowl. We're going to Jewel Seeker. And we are going to grab Stadium for Evolution. And last Night Stretcher. Well, Arven. And then we can use the Arven to grab Night Stretcher and actually no, Ultra Ball, Air Balloon. Forest, Night Stretcher, Noctowl. Yeah, I'm doing this so convoluted, guys. I am so sorry. This is not how I thought this turn would go, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. So we'll take the Buddy-Buddy for that. And then actually I want 2 cards to kind of get rid of, because I want to keep everything that's in my hand. We got there slowly. We got there very slowly. We're missing the attachment, which really kind of sucks. But I think we can survive that for a singular turn. Because now that Ogerpon's going to have to do a lot more. And I think we can just slowly whittle that down. Now, we did give them a Forest of Vitality, so if they have another Chikorita ready to go, they can pop that, and then just this Teal Dance Ogerpon becomes such a problem. So ideally what we want to do this turn, upcoming turn, is try to get this Teal Dance Ogerpon ready to go to kind of be retaliatory, and just get enough energy on there just to do what it needs to do, which is the free energy. And then we'll just, again, if they have everything they need, that Chikorita can become very, very scary, very, very quickly. But honestly, them putting all this energy on one Teal Mask Ogerpon just, it feels unnecessary. It feels very unnecessary. Unless they're trying to re-10 us and they're just shy. So now we have a turn. The problem again is we're missing our energies. We're missing energy attachments. That's what kind of sucks. I'm gonna try something here, because we are definitely missing out on pieces here. So that's KO'd, and that's KO'd, or that's not KO'd, but just did some extra damage there. Got Fezandipiti. So we're going to have to withstand a couple turns here. So I'm probably just going to feed a single prizer here. Just missing that energy. But once we get this, once this is gone, so much energy goes to the discard pile. I really don't know how they're going to really overcome that, because we've gone through 2 Chikoritas. Really, is we need to pop this Teal Mask off. Like next turn, we need to put 2 energies on there, minimum. We know this Teal Mask can one-shot me. We're not unaware of that situation. What we could try to do next turn, if we get lucky enough to get a Dolliv off to flip the script, we could get 2 prizes off here very easily. Okay, so we'll just put that Hawlucha down. Ultra Ball, so we can get the Dolliv. We're gonna flip the script. Grab 3 more cards here. We are going to Night Stretcher, a Dolliv, and that Big Scary is now no longer Big Scary because that Big Scary is now gone. Well, an Arven or Earthen Vessel. We're gonna Vessel away the Ultra Ball because we don't need it anymore. We have 2 energy. And we're going to Teal Dance. We're going to retreat. And we're going to Oil Salvo. Unfortunately, we have to Oil Salvo all of it onto this active. But it's okay, we're only losing 20 damage, but they're losing all those resources. They lost a lot of resources there. So that is a trade that I will take every single time. Now, unless they put something else on the bench, we can set up Teal Dance here and get this guy all set up. So we'll see what they do. I mean, ideally the Ultra Ball for a 3rd Ogerpon, which is what they're doing. Okay, but we're just 2 prizes away. We don't need to worry about whatever's on the bench. We can focus on the active in front of us. 200 to the active. Very easy to do what we kind of have in front of us. The biggest concern would be just trying to get Arboliva out of the active. We still have a Switch in the deck. So, okay. They're gonna go after this Ogerpon. No, they're taking 2 prizes from the Fezandipiti instead. So, and they're not even doing that. Okay. We have a chance. And then they conceded. I think they just ran out of gas because they put all that energy onto that one Ogerpon, and we were just able to kind of withstand that. So that's where being the bulkiness, being kind of the picking and choosing, getting rid of that Chikorita really helped us in there. But with that being said, I think this is a deck that, I don't know, I'm trying to phrase it. I think it's better post-rotation. I think it's a fun deck to play right now, but I think it really gets a lot stronger with the post-rotation kind of stuff. Like this Arboliva, this Oil Salvo, being able to just pick the bench and kind of just punish those setup decks is unbelievably strong, even in a format that can slow down a little bit. So with being a grass type, obviously it's super great in terms of matchups for certain Pokemon that hits into weakness, Garchomp, Zoroark, etc. So it's a fun deck. I really had fun playing with it today. And as always, the list will be in the description of the video. This is a deck that I've been seeing on Japanese tournaments, I've been seeing American, like Western World tournaments. So this is a deck you can pick up now, and then also if you want to keep this, it is fairly rotation proof, so it is a post-rotation darling right now. So definitely keep going forward. But With that being said, guys, I'm going to head out. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. And before you leave, go look down and see if you've subscribed to the channel. That way you can see more of our videos in the future. And with that being said, I hope everyone has a great night. And as always, have fun playing those sneaky bugs.